Hey, welcome to another Coaching You podcast with the Coach Brendan Suhr. I'm joined by my partner, Zach Kendrick, and we're here just after the Western Conference finals just completed. And earlier in the day, Zach, we saw the Eastern Conference finals with New York and Indiana, and now we just saw, again, we'll go into them later, but Minnesota upsetting Denver in Denver and Indiana upsetting New York in New York. But let's talk about, for our listeners that haven't seen us in a while, we've been busy, buddy. This spring is so far almost getting ready for our summer,
No question. Just got going on the road, I guess, last month with the Final Four. So we were out there for the Next Gen Coaches Forum with our buddies at Fast Model with Amir Abdur-Rahim. Was it Matt McMahon from LSU, George Halkovich from Buffalo, and then Mike Jones. And, of course, you were emceeing the whole event. But it's a good time, as always, good turnout. Appreciate everybody at Fast Model for making that happen. Got a lot of good reviews. And then we were in Orange Beach for another one of our favorites with the Alabama Association of Basketball Coaches and Elijah Garrison and the boys down there helping getting that one going. So another good full gym, good clinic full of a lot of good speakers. I think we both enjoyed that one pretty thoroughly.
Yeah, that's becoming really a favorite of ours because, for those of you that aren't in the southeast part of the country on the Gulf, absolutely incredible place. Gulf Shores, Orange Beach area. It is just a fantastic spot. That whole part of the Gulf all the way into Florida and Destin and that area, Pensacola, just fantastic. And just had a great time. It's the first weekend of May. So we have an incredible group of coaches there. The high school coaches in Alabama are fabulous, and they are amazing learners. And we have had 2 years of just incredible participation from some of the best coaches in that state and throughout the Southeast. And, it's a mixture of men's and women's coaches. And I love the event. And I really thanked our speakers and the attendees because they make the clinic, and it was just absolutely top notch. And Elijah and his team do a great job. And we had people watching on our live stream on our app, and then others. Now it's already, you have it since you only work now 26 hours a day. You've got that thing out there already for everyone that is on the Coaching You Plus app. So thank you, my brother, for doing that. But I think one of the really neat things, Zach, is we have coming up is, we're the month of June and July. We usually only had July where we would go to Vegas and have something, but we've added an event that we're really proud of back in Orlando, a place where I've lived for a long time. And, and it's just going to be an incredible clinic, and it's the Southeast Super Clinic. And we have some of the most incredible head coaches in college basketball, plus our dear friend Gannon Baker, who's, top 1, 2, or 3 in the world in player development, coming to Oak Ridge High School, where the great coach Steve Reese is runner-up in the state championship, and also the great EYBL's Florida Rebels coach. Talk about some of the guys that we have lined up for our people that both, in our app, and also the people that are going to attend this incredible clinic.
No, for sure. Well, I guess we can go ahead and break a little news today as well. Recently added, now we have John Calipari, who will be joining the lineup in Orlando. So that brings a total to 5 Final Four head coaches who will be joining us for this event. So we're pretty excited about that.
I might try to add one more because this is the best lineup we've ever had for a clinic. And people that know over the 16 years of Coaching You, we always have good speakers, but this thing kind of is incredible. The 11th and 12th of June, if you're anywhere in Florida, in the Southeast, and you want to learn some basketball, I had one of our very, very best coaches and friends today called me and said, you cannot be serious about coaching if you can make it to this clinic. That's how, as he said, he's never seen a lineup like this. That was pretty cool. Talk about some of the names that we have, Zach.
Yeah, like you say, I mean, it's strong. I mean, we've got Coach Cal, who we just mentioned, Dusty May, the new head coach at Michigan, Kevin Keats, straight off of one of the most impressive Final Four runs we've seen, the head coach at NC State, Chris Beard, who's finishing up his first year at Ole Miss, a couple years
Final
removed from
Four
a
coach. Yep.
final appearance himself, exactly. And of course, the Hall of Famer Kelvin Sampson from Houston. So very strong, very strong starting five right there. And the rest of the lineup's no slouch. I mean, we've got LSU's Matt McMahon, Cincinnati's Wes Miller, Kim English from Providence, Ohio State's Jake Diebler, and as you mentioned earlier, Gannon, who's one of the best skills trainers in the world. So it's a strong group. I think you're right when you said this is probably one of our strongest that we've had. We're excited. If you're in the area, we definitely hope that you would come and join us.
So it's going to be great for coaches. For some reason, if you can't get there, if you're from anywhere outside the U.S., from the West Coast up way up north, and you just can't get there, you can live stream it in, right, Zach? Are we live streaming there?
Yeah, this will be facility permitting. This will be
Yes,
available
you're
on
right.
the Coaching U Plus app for live streaming. So,
And if not, you'll be able to get it on our Coaching U Plus app a couple of weeks after the fact, right?
if not, you'll definitely get the video replays available inside the app after, no question. So, but if you're in the area, if you can make the trip, we definitely want to encourage you to be there live with us and enjoy it. It's only $199 for this 2-day clinic. You can register online at coachingulive.com/superclinic. And like I say, it's going to be fun. Hope to see you guys there.
Then we get almost a month off, Zach, and then we go to Vegas as our annual trip there. And the thing I love about this year in Vegas is they pushed the summer league, the NBA summer league, back 1 week because of the Olympics. The Olympic team is practicing there the week prior, and so one of the things that we have with them is that on the 13th and 14th we'll be out there with another NBA bang up lineup. Usually 12 to 14 speakers there. Incredible. We also, for the first time, we went back to general admission, which is incredible. So we have for $225, right? You can come general admission, or we only have a few seats. I think we only had 35 seats for
For
that
the
we have
VIPs,
for
yeah.
VIP. Yeah.
And
So
there's very limited seats remaining.
yeah,
This isn't a trick. This is actual true. This is very few seats of those remaining. So if you want to get those, I would try to go ahead and lock those in now.
yeah. And then the day after that, we finish the clinic on the 15th and 16th. We're going to have our front office school, which we're teaming up with our friends from Pure Sweat. Because for probably 8 or 9 years, we were running on the same dates. And so, we're friends with those guys, and we decided to put our thing together. And so it's going to be a bang up event. And we moved it over to UNLV right behind Thomas and Mack Arena, so you can go to the games when we're done, in the late afternoon, and go and see games at those 2 nights. And I think it's really going to be a great event for those that, even if you're like, I was a coach for umpteen years, and then I also moved into the front office. I think it gives you options nowadays, because, and it shows you how they scout in the NBA, the G League, every facet of front office work, from video to scouting of opponents to scouting of talent, as well as how to build and run a team. We teach you the salary cap. We teach you about the collective bargaining agreement. It's a mini course and we've priced it so amazingly inexpensive. There's a program out there during the same time that's $2,500, and we're at, I think, $299 or something for that event, right, Zach?
This event, you can sign up through coachingulive.com/collab, COLLAB. The collab's actually the partnership that we're doing with Pure Sweat, where you can attend multiple events. You can attend our clinic, you can attend the front office school, you can attend their pro trainer school, as well as the Rising Coaches Conference. You can pick and choose which events you would like to go to at a discounted rate. Just to go back to the front office school, like you said, this is probably, I've said it before, it's my favorite thing that we do. It's the perfect event for anybody who's interested in pursuing a career in the front office or just learn more about the day-to-day operations, of NBA teams. And is it okay if we share some of those speakers who are going to be joining us there?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got Trajan Langdon, general manager of the New Orleans Hornets, Matt Lloyd of the Minnesota Timberwolves, who is going to the Western Conference Finals now, Scott Perry, former general manager of the Knicks, and just veteran across all forms of basketball, really. Malik Rose from the G League, BJ Armstrong, agent from Wasserman, famed agent. Should we go that far? I'll let you take the reins there on old BJ. How much credit do we want to give him?
Oh, yeah, he's a superstar.
No,
best agent in the business.
He's a stud. He's a stud. We give him a hard time. Although, we won't talk about his lines, but that's another story for another day. Ron Klebner from the Players Association, who's going to be going through all the salary cap, the collective bargaining. He's an absolute stud as well. And then Dylan McGowan from the Birmingham Squadron to kind of give you an inside look at some G League operations from the team side. And like you mentioned, we're going to be adding some advanced scouts, video analytics guys, and some personnel scouts to kind of give some deeper dives in our breakout sessions. So if you can get there, the proximity is going to be much easier this year, going back and forth to UNLV right out the back door, to be honest with you, from the Thomas and Mack. So for everybody involved, this should be a good one. I'll make sure and link all the stuff in the show notes for everyone to make sure they can sign up a little bit easier and get some more information.
We're thrilled to have our longtime partners and friends at Dr. Dish Basketball on board as sponsors of the Coaching You podcast. Dr. Dish machines are undoubtedly the most user-friendly and advanced machines in the world of basketball today. Dr. Dish has completely revolutionized and reimagined the shooting machine to provide the best solution on the market. Join top programs around the world like Duke, North Carolina, Florida, and countless others and upgrade your shooting machine to Dr. Dish. Dr. Dish machines are the best way to increase purposeful reps in your program to get players better, faster, while tracking progress along the way. Dr. Dish provides so much more than just your standard shooting machines with custom training, pro trainers, and coaches on demand, real-time and detailed analytics, and top-of-the-line drills and workouts. If you're looking to take your program to the next level, look no further than Dr. Dish for the best basketball training machine in the world. If you have an old machine that's just collecting dust in your gym, did you know that you can trade that in to Dr. Dish for up to $1,500 off and get a new dish? Make sure to give our friends at Dr. Dish a follow at Dr. Dish B-Ball on Twitter and Instagram for great daily drills, workouts, tips, and inspiration. Or contact us at drdishbasketball.com. Don't forget to mention Coaching You or our podcast for $300 off your purchase. Coaches, are you looking to take your game preparation to the next level? Then Fast Model Sports is the perfect coaching software for you. With FastDraw, build an organized library of plays and drills and create professional playbooks to share with your players and staff. You can also download over 9,500 free plays and drills from our Playbank directly to your FastDraw account. Looking for a better way to build your scouting reports and want to include video? With FastScout, build custom scouting report templates to prepare your team best for each individual opponent. Plus, did you know with the latest updates from Fast Model Sports, you can now include video with your FastScout reports and share with your coaches and staff all within the FastScout mobile app. The combination of FastDraw and FastScout is by far the best way for you and your coaches to create winning game strategies and effectively communicate them to your team. Over 10,000 high school and youth coaches trust Fast Model Sports products to help their teams reach their goals. To order, go to fastmodelsports.com. Use code COACHINGU15 to get 15% off any FastDraw or FastScout products. Remember, go to fastmodelsports.com. Use code COACHINGU15 to get 15% off any FastDraw and FastScout products. Zach, let's talk a little further about what happened with the playoffs today. Just what I was afraid of for my beloved Knicks. You know, too many injuries. I've never seen a good team devastated in the playoff series with as many injuries to as many starters and key players as what happened to them. They were one of the. They were, you know, they were as fun a team. I haven't seen a team ever put that excitement into Madison Square Garden in years. It was fabulous, and it's just too bad. And of course, today the icing on the cake is
Jalen
when
Brunson.
Brunson breaks his hand, and can't play the whole fourth quarter. I mean, that was like the whole deal right there. But Indiana, in fairness, I really liked the way they played. I thought actually because of their depth, they had the better team for the playoffs. And then their two studs, Siakam and Halliburton, just were fabulous in the game seven. And that's when you can really measure a great player by how they play in game sevens. And I thought it was just, it was phenomenal the way to watch them go into the Garden and just beat them in a big way, control the game from start to finish. Now the Denver Minnesota game, that's as crazy a series as I've ever seen. Where the best, really one of the, I think the second best home court advantage in the league behind Boston is Denver, and they lose three times in a playoff series at home to Minnesota. Absolutely incredible, and and then today they're down. Denver's up 20 points in the second half, and then they get outscored by 30 points the rest of the game. And Anthony Edwards is 6 for 24. Their team shoots 39% from the game, but man, a smothering defense. And they were the best defensive team in the NBA the whole year. So
Yeah.
we have a surprise Western Conference Finals now of Dallas and Minnesota. And so I think it's really going to be interesting. In Boston, Indiana. So everyone's thinking Boston's going to have an easy ride to the finals, but I'll tell you, Dallas and Minnesota, it's going to be a war. Two really, really good teams. Dallas, by the way, is a great offensive team, Zach, but they are playing really good defense in the playoffs. So I think it's going to be a great series. Two of the best guards in Doncic and Kyrie. And then, I mean, they just have really done it. And Jason Kidd, I think, has really come into his own and really putting a mark on himself as an outstanding coach in this league.
I think you're right. I mean, you look at it, like you say, two very exciting teams, but the tactical side of things from both these teams, both Minnesota and Dallas, it's been so much fun to watch. I think we're in for a treat in these finals for sure.
And a shout out to Michael Norrie, the assistant coach, of Minnesota, with Chris Finch, having a serious knee injury and surgery, uh, to putting him behind the bench, and Micah, just amazing job. What a tough spot, pressure job to put a guy in, and he's come through it with flying colors. So really a shout out to him. Big time thing for an assistant coach in this league to get an opportunity to do that, and have to coach 7 games and win 3 on the road. Never been done before.
It's tough
Fabulous.
to do. I mean, just put yourself in his shoes. Okay, if you'd be sitting there and Chuck's on the sideline with a busted up knee, all right, and he's looking over your shoulder the whole time communicating, just how would this have gone?
Well, first of all, Chuck wouldn't have come to the game if he couldn't put his suit on. Okay, and if he couldn't get that, if he had a knee brace on, he wouldn't have even shown up. He would have stayed in the locker room and just kept coughing his hair up. But I mean, just I give Finchy a lot of credit. He's a heck of a coach, and the staff of the Wolves really stepped up, man. A lot of pressure on those 3 assistants on the bench having to step up and pressure.
100%.
The notoriety of a coach comes from the execution of his team under pressure, and they all did. Players and coaches came through big time, so that was good. So we have good Eastern and Western Conference Finals, and then the finals. Maybe we'll talk back in June, either before we go to the Southeast Clinic or right after we come back from there, and update folks on what's next on our agenda. But hey, hopefully you can come down to Orlando if you're anywhere in the South and come there. I know a couple of people flying in from different parts of the country because it's such a great lineup. And then again, we always have people from all over the world come in for Vegas because it's always such a great event with the incredible talent of speakers that come and share each year from the NBA. So we're looking forward to it, Zach.
Yeah, no, we really are. And it's always fun to get back in the gym, see some familiar faces, and it's going to be fun partnering with Pure Sweat for the front office school and the collab this year too. So again, links will be in the show notes on how you can get more information on both those events as well as the Super Clinic, which is only a few weeks away in Orlando. So we're excited to get back in the gym, and we're excited to get back going with some podcasts this off season as well.
Hey, I appreciate your patience, and we look forward to catching up with you during the playoffs. And until next week or whenever, this is the coach, Brendan Suhr.